before the world knew her as a Hollywood legend. Before the diamonds, the fame, the cameras, there was a 12-year-old girl with violet eyes and a heart that belonged entirely to a horse named King Charles. He wasn't just her co-star in National Velvet, 1944. He was her confidant, her teacher, her first great love. Elizabeth Taylor wasn't born a star. She was forged by this friendship. And the story of that bond is one of Hollywood's most beautiful secrets. When they first met on set, King Charles stood tall, proud, unpredictable, and magnificent. Most actors were intimidated by him, but not Elizabeth. She walked up slowly, whispered something no one could hear, and the stallion bowed his head, as if he already knew she was his person. From that day, they were inseparable. Every morning, she'd sneak to the stables before filming just to brush his coat. He was proud, beautiful, and a little wild, she would later recall, just like I wanted to be. Trainers said it was uncanny, the way they moved together, almost in sync, as if reading each other's thoughts. On set, she refused to use a stunt double. Every fall, every bruise, every gallop across that open field, she took them all herself. I wanted to do it for him, she said years later. When I rode King Charles, I felt free, like nothing in the world could touch me. But when filming ended, Elizabeth's joy turned to heartbreak. The studio announced the horses were being sold. She begged, pleaded, and cried, but MGM didn't budge. For days, she was inconsolable. Until one morning, a knock came on her trailer door. A studio executive stood there holding reins and a smile. "Elizabeth," he said, "King Charles is yours." She burst into tears, clutching his mane like a lifeline. "The day they told me he was mine," she later said, "I thought my heart would burst. He wasn't just a horse, he was part of my soul." At home, their bond only deepened. Every day after school, she'd run to the stables. She brushed his coat until it gleamed, whispered her secrets into his mane, and laughed when he'd nudge her pockets for sugar cubes. "When I was sad, he'd rest his head on my shoulder," she said softly. "When I was happy, he'd prance beside me." We spoke without words. Hollywood saw her as a rising star. But King Charles saw her as something simpler, a girl who loved without limits. Years later, when King Charles passed away, Elizabeth was shattered. She kept his bridle and a lock of his mane, tiny, sacred tokens of a friendship that had shaped her forever. "Losing him," she whispered once in an interview, "was like losing a piece of my childhood." Her violet eyes, once radiant, dimmed at the memory. He had taught her loyalty. He had taught her courage. He had taught her the kind of love that never fades. Decades later, when a reporter asked, "What was the greatest gift life ever gave you?" she didn't mention the Oscars. She didn't say the fame, the fortune, or even the diamonds. Elizabeth Taylor smiled, paused, and said softly, "A horse named King Charles. He gave me my wings." Some stars are born in Hollywood, but others are born in a stable beside a horse who teaches them how to fly.